Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a 2013 debut, the Laurent Ferrier Galet Traveler Dual Time, 41mm in red gold. It's a handsome, smoothed pebble shape designed to resemble a stone that has had its rough edges worn off over time in the subtle run of a stream. The timepiece, easy to wear, though full-sized for a dress watch at 41mm and 49.1mm from lug to lug. You can see that the timepiece is slender, not perhaps ultra-thin at 12.9mm thick, but with a generously domed and sloped case flank. Again, think smoothed pebble. You can easily tuck it underneath a dress cuff. It also has a little bit of an overt sporty air to it, so it doesn't have to be a formal timepiece, even though it is a precious metal dress watch. The spacing between the lugs is 20mm, so that's a fairly universal size if you want to accessorize, but the factory strap is a piece of rare quality. As you can see, it's a slate gray to match the dial. It's unbolstered, there's a monotone stitch and a folded edge, but what really strikes me is the use of suede underlay. This is where you'd normally find a conventional calfskin. The suede feels and looks wonderful. The buckle is anything but standard Laurent Ferrier, as the company generally includes pin buckles, even on its precious metal complications. So to get a full high polish red gold deployant clasp gives you both a measure of security and a little bit of a distinguishing mark, an upscale luxury and an option piece among Laurent Ferrier timepieces. The watch has a sharp case, and it's difficult to call a case that's almost exclusively curves sharp, but it has a sharpness of taste. It looks good, it's smart, it has a sharp appearance, it's dapper, it's snappy, and all of that with a sinuous grace that almost defies description. There's a little bit of a teardrop tuck to the ends of the lugs themselves, and a very gradual transition from the side onto the top of the case and the bezel itself, which is almost a seamless transition. The only straight lines are the junction of bezel and midcase and the inner faces of the lugs themselves. It's wonderfully organic in a mechanistic fashion. I would call it biomorphic. The dial is a matte slate, and as you can see, it features rose gold indices and rose gold hands. This is the spear style hand, or assegai, that Laurent Ferrier has pioneered and made universal on its timepiece. It's a design signature of the brand. You'll appreciate the fact that there are two easy to read scales for time. There are the three hands, which are your local time, and then there is a second window over at 9 o'clock that features 24-hour format second time zone. So the way you work this is that, let's say for example, you want to set 8 o'clock at night. So you can see it's 8 o'clock at night. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pushers to adjust my local time to 4 in the morning. So I have 8 o'clock at night and 4 in the morning. That's my reference time zone, the time where I am not. And this is the local time zone, the time where I am. You saw how it drove the date? Well, if I am crossing the international date line, the system can drive the date in either direction safely. So you have a tremendous amount of travel-centric flexibility here, as this is the Galet Traveler Dual Time. The timepiece looks spectacular, as the subtle contrast between rose and the slate of the dial is dramatic and becoming. Turn it all over and things get even better. Let me see how close I can get without corrupting the focus here. Alright, now you're looking at Laurent Ferrier manufacturer caliber 230.01, 48 joules adjusted in 6 positions rather than the standard chronometer 5. It is a handsome movement, but let's talk tech first. A micro rotor automatic. You can see the micro rotor is 22 karat gold with a jeweled staff and a pawl-based system, with the result that it is a silent winding system. 72-hour power reserve, powering a balance that beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. Adjusted in 6 positions, it holds that adjustment because it is free sprung. There is no mobile stud index that can be displaced by shock. It also features a modified overcoil architecture. It does not look like a Breguet overcoil, but it does have an overcoil arc helping to center the mass of the hairspring so it beats concentrically in any of those 6 positions. What you can't quite see is that there are twin direct impulse escape wheels that directly impulse the balance, each one impulsing the balance only in its direction of travel for minimal parasitic loss, helping to extend the power reserve and also improve the timekeeping. The 2 escape wheels are nickel phosphorus, and there's a silicon blocker that locks and unlocks the 2 wheels in sequence. So a lot of high-tech materials hiding underneath very traditional finish, and the finish is exquisite. Every screw head, the bridge for the winding mass, and the skeletonized half bridge for the balance black polished, the highest standard of optical finish. There is mirrored anglage, which is so fat and broad a chamfer on the edge of every bridge that you can appreciate it without a loop. But if you loop the watch, it will reward your attention and your time. You can see the same beveling and polish has been applied to the jewel and the screw countersinks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interior angles here. Many Geneva hallmark movements do not feature even one interior angle. It's even more difficult to achieve than black polish. There's abrasive wheel, not stamped, Côte de Genève, perfectly aligned across the bridges, and then there's engine turning in 3 different sizes: below the rotor, largest; below the balance, medium; and then on the bridge adjacent to the balance there's micro perlage. This watch will not disappoint in any regard. Geneva watchmaking at its finest with a modern twist and panache. This is the Laurent Ferrier Galet Traveler Dual Time.